We're talking with the playwright herself of the play Ethel, a new play. The playwright being to my right here. We're very proud to have Dev Rogers with us, the playwright of the play Ethel. Welcome to Simon Studio Presents.
Well, thank you for all of this, the opportunity, the dialogue now. It's been a rather remarkable experience.
Wow, well, thank you. What kind of an experience when you say remarkable? You were talking about a journey you took just with this whole project. Tell us about that.
Well, the story came out of my family history, and it was real that Ethel had been in love with Reuben and separated, and he picked up with her again, and he dropped her again. And indeed, in reality, in Winnipeg, she shot him and killed him. And tried to kill herself and failed, but ended up in jail and found lie and committed suicide. So the story has haunted me and my family for a long time. And entering into the world of being a playwright, I created an episode in a play to capture her experience. This did start a while back in the studio, and my own imperative was that she should kill him, but out of the readings and out of your guidance and out of the reflections of the members of the class, it was deemed the best thing would be that she would follow him with the gun but not be seen killing him, as if that would then engage the audience in a very special way. So I got convinced by that, because my history convinces usually more than the current reality. The reading last year, what I learned from Tom, because
Godfrey, who played Reuben, yeah,
was she was so needy as to be found impossible. And I, up to then, had felt her as a terrible victim in her life, having been brought over, and if she didn't find a husband in those days, she'd end up taking care of her father. But anyway, to have intimacy at all, which started in Ivangorod, was such a compromising experience, something we know nothing about now. And the fact that he did start with her again and then dropped her, I think I was able then to see her as becoming crazy, and I couldn't see her as crazy. I really saw her as a victim of his callousness. But Tom helped me to see her as so needy as to be somewhat revolting.
So, you learned about your own relatives.
I sure did.
Through working in this play, or at least another side of the coin.
And also that the theater can demand something when it isn't history that forces it. And for me, it was the history. And yet the need to turn it into a play and how that would engage an audience.
Let me ask you, are these people still part of your family, or did you see them as other kind of characters now? Did they, in other words, you started with your family when you were talking about, but did they become something else as you worked on them, or will they always be, when you see this play and you see Tom and Valarie playing them, are they really still those people in your family?
The people are Tom and Valarie, but the words, which are remarkable for me to have written and to hear, just amazing, come out of my anguish for Ethel and the life she had. So that is separate. But it's remarkable to have actors bring these people to life, and to see Tom as a rather selfish person, and Valarie to be convinced that God had sent him to her. And this was my way of putting her story, really made her someone who had lost her mind. And to kill somebody means in some way you'd have to be psychotic. You couldn't kill otherwise. So that's been a journey, rather than feeling that she'd been so terribly wronged and that's how she handled it. It became a much more complex scenario.
Complex or not, it was quite a journey for all of us. Thanks, Dev, for being on the show and for writing this play, Ethel. And this is Dev Rogers, our playwright.